Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today we are diving into a fundamental concept in Python programming: operators. If you have ever wondered how Python performs calculations, makes comparisons, or handles logical decisions, then this tutorial is for you. So, what exactly are operators? Think of them as special symbols or keywords that perform operations on values and variables. These values are often called operands. Python has a rich set of operators, and mastering them is crucial for writing efficient and effective code. We will be exploring 6 main types of operators in Python today: arithmetic, assignment, comparison, logical, identity, and membership operators. Let's kick things off and start with arithmetic operators. These are the ones you are probably most familiar with, as they perform common mathematical calculations like addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. Let's start with some variables. So we are going to give num1 as 20 and num2 as 10. Here we are assigning the value of 20 to number 1 and 10 to number 2. For addition, we can use the plus operator. So we can say sum is equal to num1 plus num2. And then we can print sum. As you can see, it gives us 30 because num1 plus num2 will give us 20 plus 10, which is 30 when we print sum result. Now we will go with subtraction. So we can print difference is equal to num1 minus num2. Subtraction uses the minus operator. Number 1 minus number 2 gives us 20 minus 10, which is 10. The output will be difference of both numbers, which is 10. Now we will do multiplication. As you can see, Colab is smart enough to detect what I am going to print and what I want. For multiplication, it is the star operator, which calculates 20 multiplied by 10, resulting in 200. You will see product which is 200. Now we will go with the division. So div is equal to num divided by num, and then we are going to print div, which gives us 2. Division uses the slash operator. When number 1 was divided by number 2, which means 20 divided by 10 gives us 2. Notice it is a float. Even if the result is a whole number, it will give us a float value. So now we will go with exponent. Exp will be equal to num1. Exponent is nothing, simply given to the power of. So here we are saying that number 1 raised to the power number 2. exponentiation is represented by double stars. This means number 1 raised to the power of number 2. So 20 to the power of 10. This is a big number, as we can see. Now we will see modulus. Mod So this is the sign of modulus. Now we are going to print the mod. It gives us 0. Modulus is nothing but the remainder of a division. When 20 is divided by 10, remainder is 0. Now we are deep diving in assignment operators. These are used to assign values to variables. While the simple is equal to is most common, Python often offers shorthand assignment operators that combine an arithmetic operation with assignment. For example, if I say a is equal to 5 and then print a, here we are simply assigning the value of 5 to variable a. When we print a, it outputs us 5. For example, we can also do the like a is equal to 5, and then a plus equals also 5. Which basically means a is equal to a plus 5. Then we are going to print a again. Now look at this. A plus equals 5 is equal to 5. This is a shorthand for a is equal to a plus 5. It takes the current value of a, which was 5, and then adds 5 to it, because we said that plus and equals 5. Then assigns it to new result back to a. So it becomes, a became 10. Similarly, we can do with the minus operator as well. B is equal to 5 and b minus equals b minus equals 2, which simply means that we are saying that b is equal to b minus 2 again. Now we are going to print b. It will give us 3. Python has similar shorthand operators for multiplication. For example, for multiplication we can do star and equal to. For division we can do this. For modulus exponentiation, for modulus as well. Now we are going to talk about comparison operators. Moving on to comparison operators. These operators are used to compare two values and return a boolean result, either true or false. They are essential for making decisions in your code. Let's define our variables. For example, if I can say a is 5 and b given as 10. Okay, and then if I ask the Python to print if a is equal to b, it will give us false. The double equals operator checks if two values are equal or not. Is a is equal to b? Is 5 equal to 10? No. So this will print false. Now the not operator, not equals operator. I will ask to print if A is not equal to B, and it will give us true because A is not equal to B. A was 5 and B was 10, they are both not equal. There are more comparison operators like less than or greater than. For example, if I print if A is greater than B, or if A is smaller than B. So it gave us false because A is not greater than B. A was 5 and B is 10, so B is obviously greater. And when we asked it if A is smaller than B, it told us that it is true because B is actually greater than A. Now we are going to deep dive in logical operators. Basically, there are only 3 logical operators, and not, or. These are used to combine additional statements and evaluate their overall truthfulness. Let's set A is 10, and now I am going to if A is print if A is greater than 20 and A is greater than 5. The AND operator returns true only if both conditions are true. Hence, A is not equal to true. A is not greater than 20 because 10 is obviously not greater than 20. So it said false. If and A is obviously greater than 5, so this was true and this was false. If in a condition, if there are both true values, it will only generate true values, and if there is one true and one false, then it will say false. Now we are going to see a OR operator. If I say print A is greater than 20 or A is greater than 5. So guys, what do you think it's going to give us the result? It is going to give us the result true because we used OR operator. In OR operator, it returns true if at least one of the two conditions is true. So obviously this is false, but this is true. So since one is true, false or true, the output is true. Now we are going to see NOT operator. Print NOT A is greater than 8 and A is also greater than 5. False. Hence, the NOT operator simply reverses the logical statement of the operand. If the condition is true, NOT makes it false and vice versa. Inside the parenthesis, A is obviously greater than 8 because we know A is 10 is greater than 8, and it is obviously greater than 5 because 10 is greater than 5, but the resultant was false because it reversed the whatever the result was. Actually the result of these both conditions was true, but because we used NOT operator, it gave us output as false. So now we are going to understand the identity operators. Is and is not. These are used to compare the memory locations of two objects, not their values. They check if two variables refers to exact same object in memory. For example, if we say x is 5 and y is also 5, and if I print if x is y, here we have x is equal to 5 and y is equal to 5. Python often optimizes small integers, so x and y might actually refer to the same object in memory. In this case, x is y will print true. But if we display them with different values, x is 5 and y is 10, and if I print again x is y, it will give us false, because x and y are not equal. Displaying is not operator with same values. X is 5 and y is also 5, and if I print x is not y, it's gonna give us false, because the is not operator is opposite of is. X and y are same object, but when we say x is not y, it will print false, because it acts as the opposite of is. And if we say give them different values and then print them as x is not y, it will surely give us true. Now we are going to talk about membership operators. In and not in, these operators are membership operators. These are used to test if a sequence like a string, list or tuple contains a specific value. So let's define some values including a list. So I will say A is 5, B is 10, and C we give as 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And if I ask the Python to print if A in C, print if B in C, we ask Python if value of A is included in this list C, so 5 is present, so it gave us true, but 10 is not present in the list, so it gave us a false. The not in operator checks in whether a value is not present in a sequence or not. If, for example, we will type that print A not in C, print B not in C. It is the exact opposite of in, because we are saying not in. So if we say A is not in present in C, but it is actually present, so it is saying false. And B 10, which was not actually present in 10, but we used not in, so it's true, because 10 is not present in C. And that wraps up our dive deep into Python operators. Now you have got some solid understanding of arithmetic, assignment, comparison, logical, identity and membership operators. These are truly the building blocks of more complex programs. Remember, practice is key. Try experimenting with these operators on your own Python environment. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe for more Python tutorials, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions or what topics you would like me to cover. Happy coding!